Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. So with that said, before we start, help if I have a deck of cards in front of me. I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your before we get into it, I just want to say a massive happy new year to you. We're like, look at it, right? We survived. We're here on the other side of it. And I do believe this one is going to be a lot better than the last one. So for your key to the week, you have the Lovers card. Love abounds. Love, relationships, connections. This is what you're going to be focused on this week. So for those of you that are partnered, this is about you doing what you can, even if you might not necessarily be able to do as much as you'd like to. This is about you doing what you can or giving as much to your relationship as possible. For those of you that are single, this could be you really opening up to the idea that actually you want to welcome love into your life, whatever that looks like to you, however it works for you. So for your actions and options, you have the 8 of Pentacles. It looks like you're going to be very busy this week, my dear Sagittarians. Remember, your actions and options is about what you do, and it's also about what you choose. For a lot of you, it looks like you start this year with the mindset that, you know what, I'm going to improve my career and I'm going to improve my financial lot, which is great, right? But in order to do that, sometimes we have to, the initial push is more about hard work. And it looks like this week is going to be a very busy week for you. So where you're going to be focused, yes, on your relationship and what that requires from you, but you're going to be very, very focused on work and finding a way to balance that out. For your communications and conversations, you have the Judgment card. Right, so for a lot of you, and this has actually kind of been a long time coming, we saw this last year, there was a lot going on in the career sector for Sagittarius, right? And you know, you had that powerful eclipse in December, which is, you know, probably now going to start to really make itself known, which is really, really interesting, you know, to me. What this suggests to me is that when it comes to your work, when it comes to your professional life, now you're going to start to make some of the changes and the final decisions. This is where you put the capstone on a lot of things and really start to move forward. So this week, you're probably going to have to either make some sort of a big change when it comes to the work or the profession, or you're going to have to put more into it than maybe you have in a long time. You know, again, this will see you very, very busy. Now you've got the Judgment card coupled with the Lovers card, and that really suggests to me that it's almost like you're literally finding a way to do what you need to do, but to look after the things that really matter. Because at the end of the day, yes, you know, we need work to live and to have a home and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, it's the things, or rather the people that we live for, always outweigh the benefit of the things that we live for. You know, your career is nothing in the face of your partnership or your relationship, right? So for those of you that work for somebody else or you're employed, there's a big change coming in work, and it looks like a lot of you are shifting gears. It's kind of like you're switching it up a gear this week to say, like, right, you know what, I'm going to start putting the gas on now, and we're going to start to cook, we're going to start to move forward. For those of you that work for yourselves, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, own business, etc., this is going to see, in a lot of ways, I feel like a decision that you make this week is going to have a very big impact on your working life from here to come. Now, you may not necessarily be putting this into motion now, but you will certainly be making the decision this week, which is really interesting. It could be as well that some of you, in fact all of you in some regard, could be connecting or reconnecting with somebody that you worked with previously from your past, or somebody that you were associated with or affiliated with in your past when it comes to your professional life. For those of you that are retired, no longer working for any reason, your Judgment card is basically saying you're going to be asked this week, what do you want to change? What are you ready to draw a line under? And what are you ready to start moving towards? Big stuff. For your money and materials, you have the Ace of Swords. Right. So I have to say this. This week, An offer or opportunity or contract could be presented to you. And the phrase, all that sorry, I'm not laughing because it's funny, but the phrase, all that glitters is not gold, kind of comes to mind. I don't think that it's a bad deal. I don't think that you're being sold a pipe dream. What I do feel is that what you're being offered is great. You know, especially if this is a contract or a promotion of something of that nature that sees you having a completely different job title or job role or new responsibilities. That's great, right? Progression is progression after all. However, it does, just with the mix of cards here, I kind of get the sense that what is expected of you isn't necessarily what's in black and white. So, you know, sometimes like employers will put that "this is not an exhaustive list" clause into their thing, which basically gives them free rein to say, oh, well, this is part of your job. This would be a very good week to clearly define and expect or demand that it is clearly defined. Okay, you want me to do more work and you're happy to pay me more money for it. That's great. What does that more work look like or entail? And how does that actually translate? It's all well and good saying, you know, oh, we're changing your department, or we're shifting you sideways, or we're giving you more money and more responsibility. Okay, that's fine. But if the list is as long as my arm and the pay rise is only this, something needs to be looked at there. So just be on the ball this week with whatever it is offered or presented to you. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, it's going to be mental stress or exhaustion this week. If there is anything, it's just going to be like, you know what, I feel like I'm burning really hot and bright this week. And I know that feeling. I can assure you, I know that feeling. Last year, I got to a point where I was like, yeah, I've been burning hot and bright this whole year. And, you know, when I say that, I don't mean like, ooh, look at me, I'm a star or anything like that. What I meant was I knew I'd been working hard, and I got to some points where I was like, okay, if I don't take a break now, I'm just going to exhaust myself. This could be that week for you, and it's likely to be in the noggin area. When it comes to your home and environment, if you're about to finish something or sign something off, just check it, because once it's done, it's done. I kind of feel like in a lot of ways it's like the sealant, you know, like once you've put everything together, you then put that sealant stuff on it, and then that's it, it's done. This is that moment. For your love and relations, you've got the Four of Swords. Find some way, you know, even with everything that you've got going on, find some way just to reassure your partner, I'm here, we're here, it's all right, I'm just really busy. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if it's just that little hand squeeze before you go out the door to work, even if it's the little text message that you send on your lunch break, just to say like, I'm okay, I hope you're okay, love you, done. Find something to bring some sort of restful or at least acknowledgement of the connection into the relationship this week. And then finally, for those of you that are single, I mean, there's definitely a possibility. The potential is there for sure. This would be a week where you probably want to pay attention to the people around you, because somebody might be sending you a signal, and, you know, just because you're so busy, you're just kind of like oblivious to the fact that someone's kind of hinting that they like you. So just be aware of it, all right? Try to remain open this week. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.